Okay, we'll start off with applications of trigonometry. Okay. So in application of trigonometry, what is the main thing? If figure is not given, you need to be able to draw the figure properly. Okay, that figure, drawing of the figure has weightage. Draw a neat label diagram marking all the angles and all the measurements given properly. And another thing that would be important is making use of the ratios correctly. You need to remember the values like I mentioned yesterday for 30 degrees, 45 degrees and 60 degrees properly. All right. Okay. So this is the main concept of the chapter. Over here, we will be talking about angle of elevation, angle of depression. Where do you mark the angle of elevation? Always between horizontal and line of sight. Angle of elevation, most of you get it correct while marking. The problem comes with angle of depression. All right. So angle of depression. So suppose this person over here, this boy is looking at the girl. And if you have to mark the angle of depression, it should be here between the horizontal and the line of sight. Most common mistake is marking angle of depression in this part. That means between this vertical line and between the line of sight. That is wrong. Don't mark the angle over here. You have got to mark the angle between horizontal and the line of sight. Very important. Okay. And if you are weak at this, another way to remember where the angle should be is, see, whatever is the angle between horizontal and the line of sight over here, whatever is this angle of depression, okay, it will be same as angle of elevation from the girl to the boy. Angle of depression from the boy to the girl here is the same as angle of elevation from the girl to the boy. So whatever angle theta you mark here would be the same over here because of alternate interior angles. Do not mark angle of depression here as I mentioned. Let's do questions directly. Try this out, everyone. Students who have a problem drawing the figure, please listen to me. A man on top of the vertical tower. So as you start reading the question, start marking the things which are important. You're having a vertical tower. So you draw a tower. Okay. You're having a vertical tower. He observes a car moving at uniform speed coming directly towards it. So there is a car somewhere here which is moving towards it. All right. There's a car here. It takes 18 minutes for angle of depression to change from 30 to 60. So that means the original angle of depression was 30. The new angle of depression is 60. So whenever you're marking angle of depression, as I mentioned to you, draw horizontal from where the point is observation is being made. So you draw horizontal over here. And the angle of depression must be marked from there. Okay, so here what is the initial angle of depression? Initial angle of depression is 30 degrees. 30 degrees. Yes. And what is the new angle of depression? So the car is moving closer. When some object comes close, you need to look more down, right? So this is 0 degrees, 30 degrees. You need to look more down. So that's why the angle of depression is changing to 60 degrees. So here, this angle of depression is 60 degrees over here. All right. Okay. Now, using the property of alternate interior angles, you can mark 30 degrees here and you can mark 60 degrees over here as well. Now, this question can be a little confusing initially because there is no distance measurement given. Everything is given in terms of time, right? It takes 18 minutes for the angle of depression to change from 30 to 60. So what we should do over here in this question? We should assume a speed.
And then we use distance, speed, time formula.
Yes, correct. You assume a speed over here. Okay, assume a value for the speed. So let's say assume that speed is equal to S you can take or X you can take anything. Okay, assume speed equals X units, okay, per minute. I won't change this minute and all and all. I won't change it to kilometer per hour. That doesn't matter here. I'm assuming speed is X units per minute. All right. So what is given? Now, if I'm labeling this as A, B, C, D. This is A, B, C, D. If I'm labeling this as A, B, C, D, what is given is that the distance CD is equal to how much? Tell me in terms of whatever we've written now.
CD is equal to 18 into X.
Very good. Speed into time. Speed is X. 18 is the time. So 18X is CD. Okay. So that part is done. We have got this in terms of distance. Now we want to find out how soon after this will the car reach the tower. So we want the time to cover which distance? Which time are we trying to find out? Time to cover which distance here? BC. This is the requirement. The time to cover BC is the question. Okay. So don't worry, even if the question by chance comes in this way, you are still applying the same concept. What is the main concept? You identify triangles where the angles are given. You check which side measurement is important for you. Okay, which side measurement you need to find out. Check for which trigonometric ratio connects that side and then form the equations. So which triangle do you want to start with?
ABC.
ABC, fine. If you are starting with triangle ABC, so which ratio will we use? Whenever we have heights and distances, there's a common height. This vertical tower is common for both the triangles, both the right angle triangles. If any of you are still making the mistake of using this triangle for 30 degrees, please rectify it. It's very wrong, the concept over here. If you're using 30 degrees, you're not using that triangle. You're going to use complete right angle triangle ABD. Okay. So you're going to use ABC and ABD. First, I'm considering right angle triangle ABC. Both triangles, I know this height AB is common. So height is involved and the distance is involved, which is the base length. Hypotenuse is nowhere in the picture, which means the ratio you use is tan over here. Okay. So tan 60 is equal to opposite by adjacent. So I can say that AB is equal to BC multiplied by root 3. Both we don't know. We don't know AB also. We don't know BC measurement also. So what was the use of using this triangle? I got an expression for the height in terms of what we require. That was the use. Okay. Next, what do? We'll go to the next right angle triangle, which is triangle ACD. Is ACD correct?
ABD.
ABD. In triangle ABD. Apply tan 30. Tan 30 is opposite by adjacent. Okay. Now I'll substitute everything I know. So tan 30 we know is 1 by root 3. AB I will write in terms of this BC root 3. Okay. This is from 1. And what about BD? BD is BC plus CD. BC we don't know. That is what we want to find out. Plus CD. How much is CD? CD is 18x. Okay. Now you might wonder there are two unknowns over here. There are two unknown quantities over here. It's okay, no problem. You find out BC in terms of x and then we will answer. Did everybody get this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What does this mean? If BC equals 9x, that is the distance. So therefore, what is the time taken to cover BC? Distance divided by?
Time.
No, time you're finding. Time is distance by?
Speed.
Speed. So we are doing 9x divided by what speed? Speed is x. Correct? Right? So what happens? What do you get the time taken to cover BC as?
9
9
minutes.
minutes. Okay? So if the question, because usually what I've noticed is in application of trigonometry, direct textbook type questions, uh, figure is the difficult part for most of you. But otherwise, I think by this stage, most of you have learned how to do it. Problem is when questions come like this, in terms of speed, distance, time, that time there is a little bit of confusion. Just normally, you still dealing with distances only. You're still looking at height and distance. Only thing is you might have to write the distance in terms of time or speed as mentioned in the question. That's the important thing. Okay. Shall I go to the next question, everyone?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
one moment. There is a doubt. Did not understand BC into 3 part. Okay, what I did over here is I cross multiplied both these. Okay, so I am getting BC root 3 into root 3 because tan 30 is 1 by root 3. What is BC root 3 into root 3? BC into 3. So BC plus 18x is BC into 3. Then you subtract. You get 3BC minus BC. Right? I am having, let me add one more step and show you here if there's still a doubt. So BC plus 18x is equal to 3 times BC. BC into 3 means 3 times BC. So 3BC minus BC equals 18x. That means 2BC is 18x. Okay? And this means BC is equal to 9x. Is that clear now? Okay. Next question. Anyone recognizes this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it
This was
from?
there. I think this was there.
It was there in the official sample paper for this year.
Last
Okay.
question sample paper.
Yes, yes. Okay, so some of you might have already practiced it. Good, if you have already practiced it. Okay. So let's try this out. In the sample paper, the figure was given. Here I have not given you the figure because I want to see whether you're able to draw it without the figure being given. So read the question, see whether you're able to draw the figure. So somewhere here Kaushik is standing. Okay. Initially, he's observing a bird on a tree at an angle of elevation of 45 degrees. So let's see, there's a tree over here. Okay, let me draw the tree. And here we can see that angle of elevation of the bird which is on the top of the tree. So the bird was originally here. The angle of elevation of this bird on the top of the tree is 45 degrees. A sixer was hit. Okay. And at that time, the bird flew away. So in 2 seconds, he observed the bird flying at the same height at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. So what
Now
is
we'll
happening?
extend,
Sorry?
so we'll extend the line from Kaushik and
Yes. So what is happening here is, here the bird is flying away from him, right? See, this is the key word. The bird is flying away from the person. He's not flying towards, flying away. Okay. So what happens? The bird is flying like this for how many seconds? In 2 seconds, the bird is flying for. Okay. And in that time, what is happening? He notices now same height only. Bird has maintained the same height. And yeah, this time over here, this is the bird's second position. At that time, Kaushik is observing that the angle of elevation made is 30 degrees. And there is a ball. So a ball has been hit. Ball sixer has been hit and the ball is coming towards Kaushik. Okay. The ball is flying towards him. And ball is also maintaining same height. That means when he's observing, he notices the ball is at the same height. And at that time, what is the angle of elevation? 60 degrees. Yes. Okay. So the ball is coming towards him. The ball is somewhere over here. Okay. And at that time, the angle over here, which is made, one moment, this full angle over here is 60 degrees. I hope the figure is clear, everyone.
Ma'am, but how will we know the ball is separate? You have to make a separate triangle for it.
Because all the angle of elevations are different, for everything. So you can draw like this. You can connect one line on top here if you want. But actually, all the 3 angle of elevations are separate, right? All angle of elevations are different. So it will be all 3 of them belonging to, because Kaushik is not changing his position. Kaushik is in the same place and he's observing these 3 positions over here. That means bird's initial, in 2 seconds, bird's final, I mean, wherever after 2 seconds, and where at that time, when the bird is at 30 degrees elevation, at that time, the ball is at 60 degrees angle of elevation from Kaushik. Okay. So this is how you should be forming the figure. Try answering the first part of the question now, everyone. At what distance from the foot of the tree was he observing the bird sitting on the tree? So we need to look at the 45 degrees triangle. Let me label this fully. So what do we need to find out over here? Which triangle do we have to use here?
45 degrees.
The 45-degree triangle. How have I labeled that triangle? In triangle?
FBE.
No. The 45-degree one is the middle triangle. 30-degree one is the farthest triangle. The middle triangle is 45-degree one. Okay, don't get confused. You should mark and you should know which triangles have which angles. So it will be BG.
GDB.
Yes, GDB or BGD, all same. Yeah. In this, we want to know what is the distance from the foot of the tree. That means we want the base, right? Do we have the height of the tree?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the height of the tree?
80 meters.
80 meters. So that means this constant height everywhere for all the triangles, this height is 80 meters. So we will be using tan 45 is equal to opposite. That means GD divided by BD, right? Which is 80 divided by BD, which is what we want to find. What is tan 45 value? Without
One.
looking at the table, 1. So you know that BD is equal to 80 meters. This will be the answer. Okay. One good part is when it's 45 degrees, you don't have to calculate. I mean, even especially if it's an MCQ question also, when it is 45 degrees, remember tan is 1. So opposite side will be equal to adjacent side. Both the measurements will be the same. Correct? Both measurements will be same. So there won't be any problem. It is easy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the second part of the question.
Can you show the previous one for a second?
Yeah. I'll show you one moment. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Try this.
In the second one, do we consider like B, F, and E, the triangle?
How far did the bird fly in the mentioned time? Yes, because see, we already found out this distance, right? BD, correct? How much did we get BD as?
80.
80 meters. If you consider triangle BFE, you will be able to find out this full length, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So that way you can find out the remaining distance over there. Okay?
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, Fawaz, I saw your answers. Good. Sean, correct? Okay, so what we do is we consider for the first part, okay, we consider triangle FBE, and in this triangle, which angle do we use? 30 degrees. So tan 30 will be equal to FE by BE. Tan 30 value will be 1 by root 3. FE is 80, BE is unknown. We know BE is equal to 80 root 3. But don't conclude your answer as 80 root 3. Okay, some of you, when you sent me the answer, you have concluded it as 80 root 3. Don't do that. Because remember, 80 root 3 is this full measurement of BE. What do we want to find? We want to find out how far did the bird fly in the mentioned time, means only this distance is asked. Okay, so you should say there.
So we minus this
80
one
root 3
and
minus
BD.
Yes, 80 root 3 minus 80, you can leave your answer like this, or you can take 80 common out and leave your answer like this. Both are okay.
80 root 3 minus 1, right?
Yes. There's an or part to this, so that means whichever questions have or, that means those questions are 2 marks, 2 mark questions. The or part is saying after hitting the tree, how far did the ball travel in the sky when Kaushik saw the ball? Okay, 1 minute.
Can you show
So
this question
after
again?
hitting the tree, yeah, that means the ball hit the tree is what they're saying over here. All right. This is the tree, correct? Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the tree. So the assumption over here is actually this question is technically wrong. It's not following rules of physics or anything. Okay, but don't worry because ball will go like this. They are assuming ball is going straight there. That's okay, no problem. So what do we have to find out in this question? We are assuming the ball hit here and then it moved to this place where Kaushik saw the ball. Kaushik saw the ball here at A. So what distance we have to find here?
CD.
We need to find out the distance CD or AG, right? We need to find out this distance or AG. Both are the same. So CD is what we can find out. Are you all of you following the meaning of this question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So which triangle do we use now for this question?
Fine.
Which one?
Mm,
We want to find CD, this measurement. We know this total measurement, 80. So what measurement should we find out? And which triangle can we use?
ABC.
Very good. We'll
45
use
degrees.
ABC. 60-degree triangle. We'll use ABC. In triangle ABC, what is happening? We know that tan 60 will be AC by BC. What is tan 60 value? Root 3. That is 80 by BC. This means that BC root 3 is 80. Directly, you could have also said BC is equal to 80 by root 3. So what is the required answer over here for this question? Therefore, CD will be equal to how much? CD, this distance is what we want to find for the or part. How do you find this out? CD?
I'm taking angle as 45.
No, we already found out by now whatever we require. We already know this total angle was 80. We did that in the first part of the question. So CD will be BD minus BC, right?
80 minus 80 by root
80 minus 80 by root 3. Now here normally you might be expected to rationalize. Okay. So how do you rationalize? You can say that this is 80 minus 80 root 3 by 3. Correct? See, those of you who are good at rationalizing, go ahead rationalize because usually marking schemes have the final answer in rationalized form. Those of you who are weak at rationalizing, don't attempt it and give a wrong answer. Even if this step was correct, if you give a wrong answer after this, you might lose marks. So if you're not good at rationalizing, leave your answer like this. Most of the time, that means 95% of the case, you'll get full marks only. Don't risk losing marks by writing the wrong thing. Okay?
Ma'am, won't it be 80 root 3 minus 80 by root 3?
80 is the bigger measurement here, right? And what we found over here, BC was the smaller measurement, no? 80 by root 3.
Ma'am, actually, I can't see the lower part properly. That's why.
Sorry?
I can't see the lower part of the
Ah,
PPT.
you can't see the lower part. I'll write it higher then. One moment. I'm writing it here on top. Okay, that's okay? If I write it here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what happens is CD is equal to BD minus BC. What is the measurement of BD? 80. What is the measurement of BC? 80 by root 3 is what we found. Right?
Yes.
I'll multiply numerator and denominator by root 3 to rationalize. So I get 80 minus 80 root 3 by 3. You can take 80 common out. 1 minus root 3 by 3, which is same as 80 into 3 minus root 3 by 3 meters. Okay, write the unit also. Okay, last question of this.
Mama sent it, the answer. in chat.
Okay. Okay. Last question is asking speed of bird in meter per minute if it had flown 20 into root 3 plus 1 meters.
So mom will multiply by 60 and divide by 2.
Yeah. Okay. So the assumption over here is that here, this distance that it flew was 20 into root 3 plus 1. That's the assumption which they've already made. So this question is not really connected with application of trigonometry. It's a speed distance time question. Okay. Important thing is you want the speed in meter per minute. So you take the time in minutes. Time in minutes would be 2 divided by 60. You're converting seconds to minutes. Okay. This much is the time. And you know that this is already given. That is the distance. So speed is equal to distance by time. Distance divided by time. 20 into root 3 plus 1 divided by 1 by 30. Right? You could multiply this with 30. Division by fraction is same as multiplication by reciprocal. So you get the answer as 600 root 3 plus 1 meter per minute. You can leave your answer this way only if in question they have mentioned use root 3 equals a particular value. You are expected to substitute that. Otherwise, you can leave your answer like this. Okay, so students, application of trigonometry, ensure that you are clear with all your textbook questions. That is the most important thing. The textbook questions would be the most important. You're clear with all that, immediately that time only your basics will become stronger automatically. So if you're already done with textbook questions, you're looking for more practice on this, refer to the sample papers, see what are the type of case studies which are coming in this and try solving that. Okay. Some of you, if you want to practice more on this chapter, there is a case study question bank, right? Which was released. You know where the case study question bank is? Under question bank where you find the additional practice question papers. There is a question bank also over there that consists of case studies. Do you all know what I'm talking about?
Science and maths, right?
Yes.
Sorry?
That's for English, science, and maths only, right?
Yes, yes. So if those of you are, I'm just talking, I'm just talking in terms of students who are looking at more practice for this chapter. Try following these resources for now. All right. But see, these are the main concepts. Mark the figure correctly. Mark angle of depression, angle of elevation correctly. And you should know exactly what is being asked. What are you trying to find out? Usually hypotenuse will be involved. That means sine and cos will be involved. If they ask you, what is the, suppose the question was, what is the distance of the bird from the, from Kaushik? Suppose they asked you that question, distance of bird from this one, and they're not mentioning horizontal. They're asking what is the exact distance, not the horizontal distance. At that time, you will use sine or cos. Okay? Because that time you need the hypotenuse measurement. Kite type of questions where you want length of string. That time you will need the hypotenuse measurement. That time you'll use sine cos. Majority questions use tan, but still be careful. Some questions like what I just mentioned to you now, sometimes hypotenuse is involved. That time you need to decide which one to use. You will use sine if you have opposite side measurement. You will use cos if you have adjacent side measurement. Shadow type questions, all of you know? Do you understand
Yes.
shadow type questions?
We find
Yes,
base, whatever the base is.
Yes, shadow type questions. Okay. So if this is 30 degrees and this is 60 degrees. So angle of elevation of the sun is 30 degrees and the lamp is given over here. Angle of elevation of sun is 60 degrees. Lamp is given here. And you need to find the length of this. Just draw these simple triangles and calculate. Okay?
Formed on the floor.
Sorry?
Shadows formed on the floor, right? So you should do it.
Can't hear you clearly. Tell me again. Tell me again or type it in chat. Okay, no problem. Now we'll go to circles chapter. All right? So we're doing circles chapter next. Just I'm giving you a few seconds to think about the two theorems. Only two new theorems you have in circles chapter. Yes, how do you fill the first one? The tangent at any point of a circle is
Perpendicular.
perpendicular to the radius through the
At point of contact.
yes, point of contact. Okay. So whenever you're using this theorem in a question, don't write theorem 1. Don't write the full sentence also. Don't make it so short. Just writing theorem 1. Don't make it so long also. What you're expected to do, you're just expected to write like this. Radius perpendicular to tangent. You can just write so much if you're using this in any question. And whenever you get questions which is based out of finding missing measurement, the length of tangent missing measurement or radius missing measurement or distance of external point from center, I advise to draw the figure like this. Immediately you draw a figure like this. Okay. So this will be the external point. Mark the external point here. Don't mark the external point like this and all. You will get confused when you draw the figure. You draw the center over here. This is the radius. This is the length of the tangent from the external point. That means this is the point of contact over here. And this is the distance of the external point from the center. So we know radius is perpendicular to tangent like this. This is 90 degrees. And this way you can easily find out by using Pythagoras theorem any missing measurement. So this is another chapter where Pythagoras theorem is important. Okay, for this reason. And those Pythagorean triplets which you learned will help you. What about the next one?
Ma'am, the distance of tangent drawn from an external point to a
What do we
circle
call
of
distance of tangents? We call
The
it the length of tangents,
length.
right? The length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are
equal.
equal. So when you're using this particular point in proofs, and when you're writing the reason, you can just write in brackets tangents drawn from external point. So in short, you can write like that.
Ma'am, for proving tangents drawn from external point, what will we use? Will we use RHS congruence?
Yes, you use RHS, not SAS, not SSS. You're using RHS congruency over there. So if I'm having a circle, all right? If I'm having a circle and you're drawing two tangents over here from an external point, this is the center. So we know that this would be perpendicular. The radius would be perpendicular to the tangent at these 2 points of contacts, right? So if this is A and this is B, we know here this would be perpendicular. You have an external point P. You need to join this. This is the construction you make. So in these kind of questions, given would be circle with center O, tangents PA and PB. What do you have to prove here usually in these questions? In the standard proof which comes? the proof
AP
of
is
this.
equal to PB.
Yes, you need to prove that AP is equal to BP or PA is equal to PB. And what's the construction? The construction is join OP. And now you need to consider the two triangles, triangle OAP and triangle OBP. So RHS, remember RHS is the condition you're using. So you can write it in order. R means right angle. So angle OAP equals angle OBP. What's the reason?
90 degrees.
Yes, this is both equal to 90 degrees you can mention.
Ma'am, or radius perpendicular to
OP,
triangle.
common.
Yes, that is the hypotenuse. Please remember the side which is opposite the 90 degrees is the hypotenuse. So OP is equal to OP common.
OP
And
is
then you
equal to
have
OA is equal to
OB
OB, radius.
radius.
yes, OA is equal to OB radius. Okay, so you're using RHS congruency. Using RHS congruency, you can say that triangle OAP is congruent to triangle OBP. Hence, by CPCT, that word is also important. By CPCT, PA is equal to PB. This is the complete proof. This is an easy proof. Okay. So BPT and this proof is the most important in terms of geometry proofs. Now, very
The first proof
important.
can you
Yeah.
do?
Sorry.
Can you do the first proof as well?
First proof also you want me to do? Okay. What I'll do is I will just take it out and I'll show that to you. Okay. I'm not spending time in explanation of that right now. I'll take it out and show it to you. Okay. See the important results which I want you to take from here, from this. Please remember that this particular concept is going to be very useful for you in many of the questions. That the fact that these two triangles are congruent. What it shows you is that this angle would be equal to this. Correct? So that you might use in MCQ questions directly. It shows you that these two angles are equal. Again by CPCT. That's an important result. What is another important result? What will be the value of angle AOB plus angle APB? What will be the value of angle AOB plus angle APB?
Ma'am, 90.
No.
180.
180. Sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360. Already I have 90 over here. So these two angles, these two remaining angles over here, the total angles, they are supplementary. I think you got confused because of this. You might have thought this angle and this angle. These two
Yeah.
angles, yes, sum is 90, correct. But the total angle is what I've mentioned here. Angle AOB and angle APB. The sum of those two angles will be 180 degrees supplementary. Okay.
Ma'am, I thought you were taking triangle AOP, so that's
Yes,
why
I
I
understood. Yeah. Okay. So these two angles in the center would be adding up to 180 degrees. Please remember this. Okay. Let's try couple of questions. Okay, so what's the measurement of this? Here, PQ is tangent to the circle centered at O if angle AOB is 95. What's the measurement of angle ABQ? I want this angle which is between the tangent and the chord. What is the total angle between radius and tangent?
90.
90 degrees. So we know that angle OBQ will be 90 degrees. We want to find out this part. That means somehow I should be able to find out this angle measurement. How do I find out angle OBA? What type of
Ma'am,
triangle is
that
triangle
OB
OAB?
is equal to OB,
Ma'am,
so
it's
it's
isosceles
Isosceles.
triangle.
so
Yes.
95 plus 2x will be 180.
Good. So when you're doing it as a one marker, try avoiding too many steps. So we know OA is equal to OB. It's an isosceles triangle. When you're trying to find out this measurement of angle, we know it will be 180 minus 95 divided by 2. From 180, remove this 95. And we know that that total measurement is shared by these two angles. So angle OBA will be 180 minus 95 by 2, which is 85 by 2. Correct? 85 by 2 will be how much? It will be 42.5. So therefore, what is the missing measurement angle ABQ? It will be 90 minus 42.5. Right?
47.5.
Yes. So this is important. Many questions we use this property that the triangle is isosceles because it's formed out of two radii. So the base angles will be equal. Try this.
Ma'am, for this question, do we have to prove that OPBQ is a square?
In this particular question, no, it's not required. Yeah, there is a way to do it that way. You can do it that way also, yes. There are two methods to do this. Okay, I can see doubts by some of you in the chat. I will include that also in the discussion. Okay. So in this question, ABC is a right angled at B. So this is a right angle. All right. And we know the measurement of OQ will be how much?
R.
R. OQ is also perpendicular. So this will also be 90 degrees. Correct? Here what is happening? OP.
That's also R because radius.
Yes, this is also R. Okay. Now, so we know that angle OQ B is equal to angle OPB is equal to 90 degrees. What is the reason?
Radius perpendicular to tangent.
Yes. Now after this, what happens is, okay, but we also know that angle POQ must be equal to what? 90 degrees
90 degrees angle
because of
sum.
angle sum property, right?
Because the total thing is 360.
Exactly. Which means that a POQB is a rectangle because all angles are equal, and that means that OP is equal to BQ and OQ is equal to PB, okay, all equal to R, right? That's why you get it as a square. So some of you already told me it's a square. This is the reasoning for that. Okay, the reasoning for that is POQB is a rectangle. So opposite sides will be equal, but already these two adjacent sides are equal, right? So if adjacent and opposite sides are equal, a rectangle becomes a square. If adjacent and opposite sides are equal, a parallelogram becomes a rhombus. Okay, now what do we do after this? I have the total measurement of BC. We have the total measurement of AB. What will be the total measurement of AC? What will be the total measurement of AC?
10.
10. What is the reason?
Pythagoras theorem. Because it's 90.
Yes. So AC is equal to root of AB square plus BC square because we are using Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now after we get this, what do we use? Which theorem do we use to find out the missing measurement of R?
Lengths of tangent from external point are equal.
Yes. So we have that the measurement of this must be 8 minus R, which means this also must be 8 minus R, right? The lengths of CR and CQ, this must be 6 minus R, which means this also must be 6 minus R. So you're going to say that AP is equal to AR is equal to 8 minus R, and you will say CQ is equal to CR is equal to 6 minus R. How do you do this now? Once you get this 8 minus R, 6 minus R, we know the measurement of AC is what? AC is equal to AR plus CR, right? Everyone's with me. I hope all of you are awake, listening. AC is equal to AR plus CR. We know AC is 10. AR is how much? 8 minus R. CR is how much? 6 minus R. So you get 10 is equal to 14 minus 2R, which means 2R is 14 minus 10. Therefore, R is equal to how much? 4 by 2, which is equal to 2 centimeters. Following?
Yes, ma'am.
This was method 2. There's another method also which could have been applied. Anyone has any idea? What's the other method that could have been applied? In that method, I only have to use this property. Only this property was required. Remaining was not required, but construction is there. In the other method, construction is there, but only that property was required. And I would have to write that this is 10. That is required. Pythagoras theorem, this. So these two would be required. What you could have done is, if you had done a construction here, okay, you're able to see, what construction I'm doing. In which type of question we used to do this construction?
The
We used to
Heron's
do
formula.
in questions which is
The
involving Heron's formula, area of triangle. When questions were there which involved the area of triangle, we used to do this. We used to split the triangle into 3 triangles. We connect the center to all the 3 vertices. After connecting center to all the 3 vertices, we form 3 triangles. So the sum of areas of these 3 triangles must be equal to what? The area of the full triangle, right? Correct? The main logic we use is area of triangle AOB plus area of triangle AOC plus area of triangle BOC must be equal to area of the full triangle. If the area of full triangle is given, it's an easier question. If the area of the full triangle is not given, usually we use Heron's formula, right, to find the area of full triangle. In this question, but it's a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle finding the area is easy, no? Correct? Right angle triangle finding area is easy, right?
yes, half.
What is the
Yes.
area? If you have a right
Half
angle
is
triangle,
Of BH.
yes, in this case, half AB, or if this was B and H, half BH, right? Because we know this is right angled. So directly this becomes the base, directly this becomes the height. So what I could have done here, area of triangle AOB is how much? Look at the figure. It will be half of radius times 8, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
What is area of triangle AOC?
40.
Half of radius times 10. Correct? Because here also you will have perpendicular radius. This will be the height. Following?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is area of triangle BOC? Half of radius times 6. Right?
Yes.
Okay, and this will be equal to what? This will be equal to full triangle's area, which we already know is what? Half of 8 into 6. Correct? Following? So half
Yes,
is
ma'am.
common. Half can be cancelled as a common factor everywhere. I can take r common out. I will get r into 8 plus 10 plus 6 is equal to 8 into 6. So I'll get r into 16 plus 8, 24 equals 48. That means r is 48 by 24, which is 2. So this is another method which you could have used in this question. Following, students? So sometimes
The
this can
second method
help.
is easier.
Yes, it's shorter because there'll be lesser things to write. Even the first method is not difficult. It's okay. See, if it is a 1 mark question where you don't have to write so many steps, either method is okay in terms of time that you spend. It's fine. Actually, in case of 1 mark question, maybe this might be easier because you don't have to prove this is a square and all, no, for 1 mark question. Directly you know by practice that this will be r, this will be r, this will be 8 minus r, this will be 6 minus r. So you can add these two, this must be 10. For 1 mark question, because you don't have to write so many steps, this will be easier. But in case it is a 2 mark, 3 mark question, if you're doing this, you will have to write a lot of explanation. This helps you avoid too much to write. Understood? Shall I continue? Students, can I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Try this. I have not chosen textbook questions for discussion. The textbook questions would be the most important questions for this chapter. And it's only one
This is
exercise along with the solved examples. Ensure that you are doing those properly. Okay?
ma'am, but this is textbook question, right?
It's a example, right?
Yeah, it's example.
Yeah. So textbook questions would be your most important reference point. Okay? Oh, I told earlier I've not chosen all text. I meant from the exercise.
Okay.
See, you're talking about angle PTQ here and you're talking about angle OPQ here. Okay? I'm not going to write all steps now from questions henceforth. Okay? You are expected to write the steps. Please listen to me. You need to somehow connect these two. We know that angle PTQ is 180 degrees minus angle POQ. Right? Correct?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
is this? We discussed it earlier. How do we know this? Because we know that this is 90, this is 90. So all those steps you will write. Radius perpendicular to tangent. Then you will say angle sum property. These two sum must be 180. So we know this is how this angle PTQ which is coming in the question is connected to POQ. Okay. Also, okay, so this is the case. Angle PTQ is equal to 180 minus angle POQ. Also, we know in this triangle, that means triangle OPQ. Angle OPQ will be what? 180 minus angle POQ by 2, right? Tell me what is the reason. I'm not writing the reasons. Tell me what is the reason.
Ma'am, because angle TPQ plus angle TQP plus angle PTQ is equal to 180.
You don't have to use that. Just directly use that this is an isosceles triangle.
Oh,
Triangle OPQ is isosceles triangle, no?
yeah.
So angle OPQ will be 180 minus angle POQ by 2. But those steps you need to write. OP is equal to OQ. Both are radii. So OPQ is a isosceles triangle. That is why this single angle over here will be 180 minus the angle in the center divided by 2. Like how I did earlier, how I showed earlier. Therefore, what you will get? Angle OPQ. What is 180 minus angle POQ? We already found out it's angle PTQ, no? Correct? Therefore, angle PTQ is 2 times angle OPQ. This is the main concept in the question. You can do this in an easy way. If anybody else has, see, there are multiple ways the question could have been done. But this is one easy way that I can suggest, which is avoiding use of any constructions and everything. Okay, I think other students, there are some of you who have done it in an alternate method, no problem. If you're used to that method, fine. If this question has always been a tough question for you, you can try to remember that these two are the important things you can do. Angle PTQ, we are using this triangle, radius perpendicular to tangent, angle sum property. We are getting that this angle is 180 minus the center angle. And when you concentrate on this triangle over here, I am getting, because it's an isosceles triangle, angle OPQ is 180 minus the angle in the center by 2. This is angle sum property in triangle we are using. Okay? Then we are just substituting this over here. After we substitute and rearrange, we get what we have to prove. Okay, students who find this type of question hard, I've written the main steps which you could follow. If you already don't know how to do it, try writing or try filling in the gaps, the steps and all. Can I go to the next question?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody, students, I've already told earlier, I won't have time to check with you one by one whether there's any doubts. So if you're having any problem, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, unmute and ask. Okay. Next one.
Ma'am, there was this theorem, right, where radius bisects the chord
Yes.
when it's
What that says
horizontal.
is, if you are dropping a perpendicular from a radius to a chord, if a perpendicular is dropped from a radius to chord, it bisects the chord. The reverse is also true. If the radius bisects the chord, then it means it is perpendicular to the chord. So converse is also true. You're dropping a radius, it will bisect the chord. The converse is, if you're dropping a radius which is perpendicular, it will bisect the chord. Converse is, if radius bisects the chord, it will be perpendicular to the chord.
So, ma'am, we'll use that here, right?
Okay.
PA is equal to PQ or PA is equal to AQ. If we
Yes.
find PA, this is double it.
How do you prove that? Because it's a proving question. You will see, it depends again on the marks, students. Okay. If it's a 2-mark question, maybe some steps you can cut off. But otherwise, you need to write all steps where you're explaining why PA would be equal to AQ. Because it's not given anywhere in the question that OA is perpendicular. It's not given anywhere, no? So that's something that you will have to prove. And how do you prove that?
Ma'am, will we prove PAO and PAO congruent?
Yes, yes, you'll have to prove they're congruent. How do you prove they're congruent? You are having 6 centimeters here, right? We already have a common side here. I'll make this construction. See, sometimes what happens is the presence of 2 circles in the figure might confuse you because there are so many circles and so much things, no? So when you're drawing the figure again on your paper, what you could do is you draw the smaller circle, okay? And then what you do is, don't draw the bigger circle. Just mark the external point O dash. Okay? So you draw the smaller circle. Our aim is what? Our aim is to find this PQ length. So don't draw the bigger circle. Just mark it like two tangents like this. So you have 8 centimeters here, you have 8 centimeters here, right? And you're joining this. This is O, this is the point A. So that way it becomes easier for you to make sense of the figure. Otherwise, too many markings might confuse you. So you draw so much. This we know it is 8 and 8 because external tangents. This is 6 and 6 because it is radius. You can prove, first you will prove the bigger triangle. You will prove O dash PO is congruent to O dash QO. How? Using whatever we did for proving tangents from external point are equal. You can prove the big triangles are congruent. Then you can show that these two small triangles are congruent. Because see, when you prove the bigger triangles are congruent by CPCT, you get that this angle and this angle are equal, right? I'm marking it in this figure also. This angle and this angle are equal, you'll get by CPCT. So you have radius, radius, common angle, same equal angles, and then you have common line over here, 3 conditions. By SAS, you can prove these two triangles are congruent. Now, the advantage of proving that these two smaller triangles are congruent is immediately what you can say. You can say PA is equal to AQ. Okay, this will be equal. PA is equal to AQ. And you can say that this will be 90 degrees, 90 degrees because angles will be equal. The measurements will also be equal. So you can say both are equal and mark it. That's the important thing. That's the time consuming part. That's why I told this time consuming part you can avoid if it's a 2-mark question. If it's a 3-mark, you're expected to write it. You're expected to prove and write all these steps. Okay. Now, once you do this, okay, now this is over. Now, how do you find the length of the common tangent? Common chord, sorry. We know that this angle is 90 degrees, right? Students, we know that angle is 90 degrees, radius perpendicular to tangent.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? What can be used easily over here to answer this? What will be the measurement of OO dash, you tell me? What is the measurement of OO dash?
Ma'am, 10.
Yes, root of 6 square plus 8 square, which will be 10.
Root
Okay. What is the missing measurement? The value of PQ. For that, I'll find out this PA value. I will assume PA is equal to X. Okay. Now you look at the figure. Area of triangle OPO dash can be found in 2 ways. Can you tell me what are the 2 ways to find the area of triangle OPO dash? What are the 2
One is
ways in which you can...
half BH.
Which
That is,
BH?
base into 8 into 6.
Yes, you can find area as half OP into O dash P, or you can also find it as
Um,
one more way is there.
Heron's formula.
Sorry?
Root S minus E. Okay.
No, I'm not understanding that. No. It's easy. See, I'm having this triangle is there. Here there is a 90 degrees. You use that already. Half base into height. But we have an altitude here also, no? We have an altitude here also. So you can use another base and another height.
Okay.
I can also use what? Half base. I can use OO dash as a base. And I can consider PA as the height, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. That means I can say half into 6 into 8 is equal to what? Half into 10 into x. In many books, you see Pythagoras theorem being used for this question to find x. Very long. Unnecessarily, you'll have to use quadratic equations also. This is the easier way. Okay. Half 6 into 8 is equal to half of 10 into x. Half will get cancelled because there are common factors on both sides. X is equal to 48 by 10, which is 4.8 centimeters. Right? Therefore, what is length of PQ?
PQ will be 2x, so 4.8 into 2.
Which is? (4.8 into 2 is 9.6. Okay, so if you see the textbook, this is also a textbook solved example question which appears often. But in the textbook, they've solved this using Pythagoras theorem, which is confusing. Use this method.
Ma'am, in the textbook, we had to find OP, right? Like, I don't remember the number, but it was to find OP in this case.
OP was the missing measurement that time. Yeah, the
Yes.
figure was similar. I think I might be missing out then. Just have a look at your
So
book.
now there will we prove O dash AP and OAP as congruent and sorry similar and congruent?
O dash, OP and
O dash AP and OAP.
no, those you cannot prove. You mean similarity? You're using similarity?
Not similarity.
Similarity also will work. You can use area or you can use similarity. Similarity also will work. We know how to prove, no, in that type of figure, how the three triangles are similar. So when you
Yeah.
have 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, you know how to prove these two triangles are similar, or you know how to prove the bigger triangle is similar to smaller one. So you can get ratio of sides. That way also you can do. That also I've explained, no, in class earlier, right?
That's easily done.
Fine.
Let's see.
Okay. This is an important textbook question, but this I want you to remember to solve this. I want you to remember that you have to practice this well. Okay? This is also a question which has appeared many times in the exam. So we don't know whether they'll decide to again give it, but it's a very common favorite question among board exam paper setters. Angle AOB you have to prove is 90 degrees. Okay? See, what you will do is, we know this angle is equal to this. We know this angle is equal to this angle. Right? How do you know that? Because if you construct this, I know this triangle is congruent to this triangle. This triangle is congruent to this triangle. We already learned how to prove the triangles are congruent. So if this angle is x, this angle will also be x. This angle is y, this angle will also be y. But these two lines are parallel to each other. And if they are parallel to each other, it means 2x plus 2y will be equal to 180. Why? Co-interior angles. They are both co-interior angles, right? The sum of these two angles plus the sum of these two. These two are between the parallel lines. So 2x plus 2y will become 180, which means x plus y will be 90. So then you can use angle sum property in this small triangle. You will get angle AOB is equal to 180 minus x plus y, 180 minus 90, 90. That is how you can prove it easily. Okay? So this is an important question. Please practice this. I'm not writing all the steps now. I've explained to you the main concept in the question. Prove these two, construct OC, join that radius to the point of contact. Prove these two triangles are congruent, prove the other two triangles are congruent. After that, by CPCT, these two angles are equal, call it X. These two angles are equal, call it Y. 2x plus 2y 180, divide by 2, x plus y 90. Then when you substitute into this triangle, you can find out that the center angle is 90 degrees. Okay, don't forget, practice this. Okay. This is a doubt which was asked by one of you. Okay, this was a question which was asked as doubt. Abel, you're there?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay. Listen, I'll explain. Okay, so we already discussed earlier that in this type of question, this is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees. Of course, then this will also be 90. So this is forming, eventually it will be forming a square. So we know this will be R, this will be R. Okay. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, what is happening? You're having angle B is equal, AD is equal to 17. DS is equal to 3. This is 3. Find the, and what else is given? AB is equal to 20. Okay. Now, if this measurement is 3, what will be the measurement of DR? DR also will be 3.
Also will be 3 tangents from external point.
Yeah. Okay. If DS is 3, DR will also be 3. We know this total measurement is 17. AD measurement. So, what will be measurement of AR?
So AR will be
17 minus
17.
3. AD fully is 17. So AR will be 17 minus 3. What is 17 minus 3?
14.
14.
14. Now if
But
this
in the
is,
question, where did they told it's tangent?
this word is important, Abel. A circle is inscribed in a quadrilateral. That automatically tells you that all sides of the quadrilateral are becoming tangents to the circle. This word is important, inscribed. Whenever a circle is inscribed in any other polygon, what it means is all the sides of the polygons are becoming tangents. Understanding?
Okay.
Okay, that's the meaning. That's where you were. So that was your main doubt, that means.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not sure whether you can consider them as tangents or not. See, that's the important thing. Okay. Also, you can see in the figure very clearly that the lines are only touching the circle at one point. It's not intersecting at more than one point. So the moment you see the line touching the circle only at one point, you can take it as a tangent. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is 14, so this will also be 14 centimeters. We had the total measurement here as 20, so R is 20 minus 14, which is 6 centimeters. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, this didn't come properly. Rida, I took this out for you because you are asking me this proof, no? First proof.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me arrange that properly. So the first theorem is radius is perpendicular to tangent. Okay. So I want to prove there's a given a circle with center O and tangent AB to the circle. I need to prove OP is perpendicular. So what's the construction? The construction here is
Join OQ.
join
And
OQ where Q is an
to the
external point. Okay. You join OQ where Q is an external point other than this. Okay. Now, what is the proof? So this is not important. Okay. This is just for your understanding that point Q cannot be in the circle. Remember that Q must be a point outside of the circle. Right? Because tangents, only P is common with the circle. Everything else must be outside the circle. Even if you're not writing this full thing, write this. Q must be outside the circle. If Q is outside the circle, what does it mean? O to Q will be greater than OP, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That means anywhere where Q is outside of P, OQ must be greater than OP. Which means out of all line segments drawn from O to AB, from O, whatever line segments you draw to AB, everything would be greater in measurement than OP. OQ will always be greater than OP, right?
Yes.
What this tells you is OP is the shortest distance. OP is the shortest distance of O from P. And always remember the shortest distance is the perpendicular distance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, do you have to write all of this? Like,
No. I'll mark it for you. The crucial wordings. Okay. Q must lie outside the circle, which means OQ must be greater than OP. So of, so line segment OP is the shortest distance from O to AB. Okay? And then you write this. Therefore, OP is perpendicular to AB.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Okay? All this is there for explanation purpose. But when you're writing, it is enough to write given, to prove, construction, and these points which I've marked. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. Next chapter, areas related to circles. Okay. Try recollecting the formula. Please write them down. Take out few seconds to write these down. Okay, let's discuss. What's another word for perimeter of a circle?
Circumference of a circle.
Yes, perimeter is same as circumference. So circumference of a circle would be 2 pi r. Okay. What is area of a circle?
Pi r square.
Pi r square. How do you find radius of a circle when you know the value of area and perimeter? Listen to my question. How do you find radius of circle when you know the value of area and perimeter? What you will do
Okay.
is area divided by perimeter will be pi r square by 2 pi r, right? You divide both of them. So that time what will happen? Pi will get cancelled.
R and
R
R.
square and R, that will get cancelled. So you will get radius is equal to 2 times area by perimeter. You don't have to memorize this, but remember the method. When area and perimeter is given, how do you find the radius? Just divide both area and perimeter. Area by perimeter will be pi r square by 2 pi r. So when you are rearranging, you will get radius is 2 times area by perimeter. Following? Okay. What's perimeter of a semicircle?
Pi r plus 2r.
Yes, most of you in the class might have written perimeter of a semicircle is pi r only. If you did that, it's wrong. Perimeter of a semicircle is not only pi r. That is circumference of a semicircle. So when you're having a semicircle, this curved part is pi r. That is the circumference. The meaning of perimeter is the total boundary, full boundary. So you need to remember to add this diameter also, which is 2r. So remember perimeter of a semicircle is pi r plus 2r. What is area of semicircle? half of area
Pi r
of
square by
circle.
2.
Yes, pi r square by 2, half pi r square, same thing, yeah? It's area of a semicircle. What is number of revolutions made by a circular object equal to?
Distance. Circumference.
2 pi r.
No. Listen again.
No.
Total number of revolutions made by a circular object of radius r.
Total circumference by diameter. Sorry, by distance.
Total distance covered by
Circumference.
circumference. The number of revolutions, total number of revolutions made by a circular object will be how much total distance it's covering on the ground divided by how much it covers in one revolution. What's the distance covered in one revolution? The circumference of the circle. Okay? What is length of arc of a sector? So length of arc of a sector, I am having a sector, 2 radii, and I am having an arc over here. So what is the length of that arc which is making angle theta at the center? Theta by 360.
Into 2 pi r.
Yes. This fraction of the total circle's circumference. What is area of the sector? Theta by 360 into pi r square. If I want to find area of segment of a circle, so I'm having a sector, okay, but I'm only interested in this part. So the sector is like an ice cream cone, and I'm only interested in this hemispherical part. Not exactly a hemisphere, but it looks like that. What is this part called? It is called segment. So how do I find area of segment? It is area of sector minus area of triangle. Right? That means it is theta by 360 into pi r square minus area of triangle. Now, how do you find the area of the triangle? How do you find the area of the triangle? Depending on the angles. Depending on the angle theta, okay, the area of the triangle can be found out as, for 60 and 120 and 90, what is the different formula?
60 is 1 by root 2.
No.
Root 3 by 4 a square.
Yes, root 3 by 4 into radius square. The area of the triangle will be root 3 by 4 radius square. Okay. Which means that the area of the segment will be theta by 360 pi r square minus root 3 by 4 r square. When theta is 90, what is the area?
Half into base into height.
Half base and height. Both base and height will be radius only. Half r square. When theta is 90. So that time the area of segment will be theta by 360 pi r square minus half r square. When theta is 120, what will be the area of the triangle? Same like 60. Same formula. Root 3 by 4 r square only will be the area of the triangle. Okay. That time also the formula for area of segment will be theta by 360 pi r square minus root 3 by 4 r square. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Try these questions.
Ma'am, can you show the previous one for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, done.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can you show the last slide again? One sec.
Yes.
Okay, Mamta. Done, ma'am.
Okay.
Should we consider that? Should we consider that the hour hand is touching the edge of the clock?
Yes. What is the speed of minute hand of clock? What is the speed of hour hand of clock? In an hour. Okay, I'm talking about speed per hour. Or let's take it as speed per minute then, otherwise that might be better. Okay, what is the speed of a minute hand? In an hour, how many minutes are there?
60.
160.
And in an hour, how much degrees does the minute hand cover?
360.
360. Full circle it
360.
covers. In an hour, the minute hand goes one complete circle. So the speed of the minute hand will be 360 degrees every 60 minutes, which means it is 6 degree per minute. In each minute, it covers 6 degrees. What is the speed of the hour hand? In 1 hour, in 60 minutes, how much angle does the hour hand cover?
360 only.
No. Does the hour hand move full
Ma'am, it
circle?
covers
360 by 12. There are 12 divisions, no? The hour hand will just move from one division to another division. Right? In 1 hour. From one division of the clock, it will move to another division. How many divisions are there in the clock?
12.
12.
12.
So full 360 by 12 it will cover. Right? 360 by 12 is how much? 30.
1. Yeah.
So in an
2 into
hour, the hour hand covers 30 degrees, which means half degree per minute is the speed of the hour hand. Here, how many minutes are passing over here?
35 minutes.
Here we are talking about 35 minutes. Okay? From 7:20 to 7:55, we are talking about 35 minutes. So what will be the total angle covered by hour hand? Remember, the question is hour hand, not minute hand. Don't get confused. So by hour hand, how much angle will be covered?
35 by 2.
In 35 minutes is going. And what's the speed? Half degree per minute, no?
Yes.
So it will be 35 by 2 degrees. Okay? So these concepts are important. This is a question which has appeared in the paper previously. Okay? Now, they could have made the question have more calculations by asking. Here they have only asked angle swept. They have only asked to find the angle measurement. But sometimes they could have asked you what is the area swept. If the question was area swept, how would you find it?
Theta by 360 into pi r square.
Theta by 360 into pi r square. What is theta? 35 by 2. Tell me, is this way of writing correct? This is correct. There is no problem right now. Okay? Now, tell me, after writing this, how are you supposed to write this? 35 by 2 by 360.
35 into 360 by 2.
Wrong. 35 into 360 by 2 is
5
wrong.
into 1 by 360.
You are dividing 35 by 2 by 360, means you're multiplying by reciprocal of 360. Understood
yes,
what was the
ma'am.
mistake? So this is wrong. When you are dividing 35 by 2 by 360, remember 35 by 2 is getting divided by 360. Division by 3, a number is same as multiplication by reciprocal. So 35 by 2 into 1 by 360 into pi into 6 into 6. Pi is 22 by 7. Okay, 6 into 6, 36. This will become 10. So I'm going to get 7 into 5.
11 to
2
22.
into 11. 11 by 2 I'm getting, no?
54 by 7. 54 by 10.
Which is
Ma'am, it's
11 by 2,
55 by 2. Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay, centimeter square. So in case area question was asked, this is how you do it. I just wanted to stress on this because I noticed that some of you are doing calculations in the wrong way over here when fraction is there. So be careful about that. So this concept is important here. All right. And this one also. The way you should calculate when fractions are there. Okay, try this one. Oh, wait. That is a surface areas and volumes questions. Let me arrange the question properly. Yeah, try this.
Ma'am, can we leave it in fraction in this?
Yeah. So just give me a moment. I made some mistake while rearranging the slides. Just a minute. Yeah. So what is the area of the quadrant ODCO? Okay, that means they're asking about this. You could have used 90 by 360 into pi r square. All right, when you're finding the area. But since it's a quadrant, you already know the quadrant means it's 1/4 of a circle. So you know that 90 by 360 will become 1 by 4. You could have started with that itself directly also for quadrant. Okay, you can substitute in theta by 360 pi r square formula, or because you know it's 1/4 of a circle, directly you could have used 1 by 4 into pi r square. That's also okay.
Ma'am, it will be 77 by 2.
Okay. You are allowed to leave it as fractions. Okay, but since it is a easy division, you can also convert to decimals because it's an easy. If it is not easy, if it's a non-terminating decimal, Better to leave it as fraction only. All right. What is the area of triangle AOB? How do you find area of triangle AOB?
Half base into height. Half into base into height.
Yes, very good. So what is base and what is height?
Uh,
10, 10. Ma'am, both
Yes,
are 10.
both are the same. Base and height both are 10 and 10 only. So it will become 50 centimeters square. Right? That is the area of triangle AOB. Now third,
this one we won't use 1/2 r square.
you can use, but the problem is the triangle is coming outside the circle. Even if the only advantage here was both of them happened to be the same. The measurements happened to be the same. What if it was different? Then if you used half r square, you would make mistake, no? Use half base into height because the triangle is outside of the circle, not inside the circle. It's just that base and height both became same over here between 90 degrees. Both of them became the same. What is the total cost of silver plating the shaded part ABCD? So what is the area to be silver plated? 50 minus 77 by 2, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So this would be 23 by 2 centimeter square is what you need to silver plate. It is 20 per centimeter square. So therefore cost would be 23 by 2 into 20, which is rupees 230. Yes. And what is the length of arc CD? So length of arc formula. 90 by 360 into 2 pi r. We already know this was 1/4. You could have just used that also. All right. 11. Okay, students. All right. Other types of common question which is important in this would be questions where you are having some polygon. Some polygon is there. Some sort of polygon is there. Okay. It could be even like you could have like a quadrilateral and there are sectors which are cut out from all corners. And they ask you what is the total area of this. How do you do this type of question?
Theta is not given, then it will be theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 plus theta 4 will be 180.
360 for a quadrilateral.
360.
Yeah, 360.
Okay, so theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4. When you're having 4 angles, but all of them are equal. So what happens when all of them are, no, sorry, not all of them are equal. Radius is equal, my mistake. Radius is equal. Okay, so if this part, if this measurement which is cut off is the same, that means radius is equal. In such a case, what will happen is, you know the formula is theta 1 by 360 into pi r square plus theta 2 by 360 into pi r square, theta 3 into by 360 into pi r square. When you take everything common out, the sum of the angles will be left. So the total measurement of the angle will be 360. So this area will become equal to area of circle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you want, I'll add that in concepts here. So if you remember, so basically, if you are having a quadrilateral, okay, and all of these are equal, the area over here of the shaded region will be same as area of circle only, pi r square. Why is that? Because when you add all the angles, you get 360. 360 by 360 will become 1. So the area will become equal to area of circle in this case. If you have a triangle, okay, what will happen? What will be the sum of all these angles? 180. So sum of all angles will be 180. In this case, what will be the area, total area over here? 180 by 360 into pi r square, which is half pi r square. Okay, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, in this question, is it possible to find the length of chord CD?
In the same question?
Yes, in this question 9.
Yes, it is possible by using Pythagoras theorem because the angle is 90 degrees. If the angle was 60 degrees, you would use trigonometry to find the length
Okay,
of the
thank you.
chord CD. Here, because the angle is 90 degrees, we can use Pythagoras theorem also, root of 7 square plus 7 square. But if the angle was 60 degrees, you would use trigonometry in order to use.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but how will you use trigonometry? Remember that you will construct a perpendicular here to the chord CD. You know chord is getting bisected. If the total angle is 60 degrees, oh wait, my mistake. If it was 60 degrees, it would be an equilateral triangle. You don't have to do anything else. Salik, if it was 60 degrees, if there's an angle over here, we know that this triangle will become equilateral.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, then this angle would be what? Then this chord measurement would be 7 only in this case. If the angle over here was 120 degrees, then you need to use the method which I told you. You need to construct a perpendicular here. This angle will be 60, this angle will be 60. Following?
Yes,
At
ma'am.
that time, you will use trigonometry to find out the measurement. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tired students?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what we will do is, I'm anyway planning to give a 15-minute break after you finish writing the formula. Okay? So what we will do is, we'll discuss the formulae now. After the discussion of formula, I'll give you a 15-minute break. Those who don't feel like taking a break, you feel like continuously studying, you can try memorizing the formulae at that time and learning it up properly. Okay? So we will just discuss formula and then we'll take a 15-minute break. You freshen up at that time and then we continue. So I already told you, because see, today's all on-site doubt clearing classes, everything is cancelled, no? Because of the rains. So what I'll do is I'll extend. We'll finish the chapters properly. But we'll take a break now and then continue. Okay?
Okay. So should we write it?
Yeah, write it down. I'm giving you some time to write it down. Then I'll discuss. After that, we take a break.
No, I'm done.
Okay, students, I'll just write down the formula on the screen. Once you're finished, just check, cross-check whether you got it right or not. Okay, so I've listed down all the formulae. Is there anyone who has problem in remembering any particular formula a lot? Any particular formula is difficult for you to remember? You want a tip as to how to remember? Okay. And remember, diagonal of cube stands for the body diagonal. So when you're talking about diagonal of a cube or diagonal of a cuboid, what we mean is from top back corner to front left corner, top right behind to front left bottom. Okay, that longest rod, there are some questions like that, longest rod that can fit in a room. The longest rod that can fit in a room sort of question, no? When they ask you, you will be using this diagonal of cube or diagonal of cuboid depending on the question. It's root 3 times the side. Sometimes you get circle questions in areas related to circles chapter. Sometimes you get questions about about a circle inside a square. Okay, or you may get questions about square inside a circle, square inscribed inside, sorry, if you have a circle and inside you have a square, this time the diameter will become equal to what? The diameter of the circle will become equal to the diagonal of the square. What is diagonal of square formula?
Root 2a.
Yes, diagonal of square is root 2 times a. Diagonal of square is root 2 times side. Okay, so remember this. But for cube, it will be root 3 times side. Okay, students, what we'll do, we'll take a 15 minutes break now. It's 12:36, the time that in my clock over here. So we'll continue after 15 minutes. Okay, 12:50, we'll continue. Till then, you can try learning these formulae, revising whatever we did.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, you will use the formula depending on how the shape of the figure is given in the question. That's important to understand because sometimes this total surface area formula especially might be confusing. When question asks you find area, they don't mention whether it is curved surface area or total surface area. So you need to find the, when they just mention surface area, you need to find the area of all the surfaces present. Always make sure that you're looking carefully. You're not just simply finding out the total surface area directly. See, for example, if I'm having a hollow cylinder, okay? If I have a hollow cylinder like this, okay? And suppose I asked you to find the area of the hollow cylinder. How would you find it? What would be the total surface area, like for all the surfaces which are present, all the surfaces which can be felt or painted? Imagine you're pouring paint over this hollow cylinder. Where all the paint will cover, what all the paint will fill? Which all surfaces are there? How will you calculate the total surface area for a hollow cylinder? So I'm telling the inner radius is small r. I will call the outer radius capital R. And I will tell the height is h. What will be all the surfaces? You have the outer curved surface area, 2 pi capital R h. You have the inner curved
Plus
surface area,
plus,
2 pi small r h. Then on top and bottom you have circles. But the thing is that the circles are in ring shape. You don't have the total circle. That center circle is missing. So you will be adding 2 pi, 2 times area of that ring. And what will be area of the ring? 2 pi r square minus r square. Right? So depending on the shape, you will have to use your formula a little bit. You'll have to modify your formula and use. So remember when they asked you total surfaces, add up all the surfaces which are present. Now suppose you were asked volume of hollow cylinder. What would that be?
volume of hollow cylinder. So
Volume
that
of
will be
outer
what
cylinder
of outer
minus,
covering minus inner.
yes, it will be pi r square h minus pi r square h, big
Yeah,
R, small r. That would be the volume if they asked you the volume.
How do you derive 2 pi r square minus r square? I forgot how to.
There are two circles, right? The outer circle is pi r square, capital R square. Here also pi capital R square. So you're having 2 pi capital R square, the total area of both the circles together. But you need to remove the smaller circles. There are two smaller circles, right? So you need to
Yes.
subtract 2 pi small r square. That is what we did here. Following?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay. Let's try questions. Try this out.
Ma'am, area of base of cone is 51 means like pi r square is 51.
Yes. So immediately you're seeing volume. Use volume formula. 1 by 3 pi r square h is equal to 85. We know area of base is given as 51. What is the value of area of base? Area of base of cone is what shape?
Circle.
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 So that means this pi
Pi
r
r square.
square is 51. So you get 1 by 3, 51 into h is 85. H is equal to 3 into 85 by 51. You can calculate this. Right? Following students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one. Try this.
Ma'am, for the previous one, what was the answer? Is it 5?
Yes, it was 5.
Could you just show the question again, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, 3:4 is the answer.
Okay, we'll check. So there's a cylinder and a cone which have equal bases and equal heights. Okay, curved surface areas ratio is given, and you need to find the ratio between radius of base to height. Now, what is curved surface area of cylinder?
2 pi RH.
Yes. And this 2 pi RH divided by pi RL, okay, is given as 8 by 5. What do we want to find out? We want to find the ratio between radius and height. That means we want to find out what is R by H value. Okay, because we know radius and height for both are the same. So we want to find R by H value. What we do not want L. So what should we replace L with?
Root h square plus r square.
Yes. Root h square plus r square is equal to 8 by 5. We can cancel r also over here. Okay. What else can we cancel?
Or, 2 and 8 will become 4 on the other side.
Yes, we can divide this side by 2. Okay, 8 divided by 2, so it becomes 4 by 5. Now what should we do? We should square both sides.
Square both sides.
When you square completely.
16 by 24.
16 by 25, cross multiply. Okay, so you get 9h square.
Is equal to 16 r square.
Now we want r by h, so I'll bring h square to the denominator. R square by h square is equal to 9 by 16. Therefore, r by h, okay, because see they're asked ratio between radius to height. That means radius should come in numerator, height should come in denominator. That will be 3 by 4. So the answer is 3:4. Following students?
Could you explain again?
From which part did you get stuck?
From the part where second part, like this 2 pi RH divided by R root h square plus r square, yeah.
So I replaced L with root of h square plus r square. Okay. I cancelled whatever common factors were there. Here pi I had cancelled. I could have cancelled r also in this step only. So I cancelled radius. Then I see this h by root of h square plus r square. 2 also I can remove because I can divide 8 by 2.
Okay.
Then we square both the sides because the square root symbol is there. I want to remove that.
Okay, okay.
So numerator is square, denominator is square. Right hand side also must be square. Don't forget that. Cross multiply, rearrange. Okay, when you're rearranging, you should write r on top, h below.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Try this one.
And once can you go back for a second?
Ma'am, if we write the answer, if we write pi as 22 by 7 when it's specified 13 by 5, whatever, 13.4, will they cut marks?
Yeah. When they're mentioned, use pi equals 3.14, you're expected to use that value. If you use 22 by 7, you'll get different answer because both values are not the same. Both are approximations of the value pi, but they are different approximations.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I'm done.
Is 22 by 7 rational or irrational?
Irrational.
22 by 7 is a rational number. Pi is irrational. But 22 by 7 is rational. Then you will wonder, why do we take pi equals 22 by 7? 22 by 7 is not the exact value of pi. It's just an approximate value. If unfilled part is 1/6 part of the cone, how much will be the filled part? If the unfilled part is 1/6 of the volume, how much will be the filled part?
5/6.
5/6. The remaining fraction. Total of fraction will be 1. Entire thing stands for 1. So if unfilled part is 1/6, the filled part will be 5/6. Okay. So how do you find the volume of ice cream in this case? Volume of hemisphere plus what?
Volume of cone
Not full
minus
volume of cone. What's the easier way? Directly you calculate 5/6 volume of cone.
okay.
You're subtracted 1/6. Correct. What you're telling is correct. Volume of cone minus 1/6 volume of cone. Volume of cone minus 1/6 volume of cone will be 5/6 volume of cone. Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, how many marks is it?
3 marks. There's a
Ma'am, here
chance it can come for 5 marks also, because we know as per the sample paper, the 5-mark questions are coming under section D, right? Yeah. Oh, somebody is going to ask a doubt. Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, how do we get 5/6, ma'am? Because 1/6 of the volume of the cone, right, ma'am?
Yeah, read the question. Lower part of the cone, which is 1/6 of volume of cone, is unfilled. And you need to find the volume of ice cream. So ice cream means only the filled portion, right? Only this part is getting filled with ice cream.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Take common factors out. It will make it easy for you to calculate. Don't just directly copy, please solve. Did you get the same answer? Don't directly copy, because sometimes even I make mistakes. It's human nature, no?
I got answer is 150.72 centimeter cube.
Yeah, same here. Okay, so we'll
Yes,
go
ma'am, I
by.
got the same answer.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
majority wins. Okay. We'll go to the next question.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what was the answer for the previous question?
150.72.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so basically we add, yeah.
Yes, very important, these depression type of questions. Remember, when depressions are created, the volume reduces because you're removing something to create that depression. But the surface area generally increases because you're adding additional surfaces. So all these depression type of questions, the surface area increases. Surface area won't get subtracted. Be careful. Volume gets subtracted because you're removing something to create the depression.
Ma'am, so it will be CSA of cuboid plus CSA of hemisphere, right?
No, not exactly. Be careful.
CSA of hemisphere plus CSA, I mean not CSA, so plus area of square plus pi r square, yeah, circle.
Yeah.
Now, or we can take like CSE of hemisphere and the 5 sides.
Yes. 5
The
faces.
cube.
Yes.
Okay.
See, they have mentioned cuboidal block here. Okay. But here it is mentioned it's a cube. It's equal to the edge of the cube. So the shape essentially is a cubical shape. Okay. Now from this cube, we are cutting out from one face of this one such that diameter of the hemisphere is equal to edge of the cube. So if diameter has to be equal to the edge, that means it should be like this. Okay. And then there is hemispherical depression which is cut. All right. Something like this. Now when you look at this from top, okay, when you look at the shape from top, what is happening is the circle is touching this way. All right. So remember, this portion has disappeared, the circular portion, because I'm creating the depression. But you still have these portions remaining. This is still remaining over here on top. And when you're talking about the surface area of the solid, all the curved surface area, the base is still left. The curved part and the base is still left. Those surfaces you have. Okay. So you have the curved surface areas and you have the base, and additional surface is created over here. Don't miss that out. This additional surface, which is the curved surface area of the hemisphere, is created over here. So when you're talking about surface area of solid, what is happening? Total surface area of cube is 6a square. Okay. From this total surface area, I remove the top circle. Remove the circle. So I'm having that circle marked. I'm going to create a depression there. Remove the top circle. All right. And then what you do? You are going to add the curved surface area of the hemisphere. What is the curved surface area of the hemisphere?
pi r square.
Exactly. So this is going to get simplified to what? 6a square plus pi r square. Right? Because 2 pi r square minus pi r square is plus pi r square. This is one way of doing. If anybody has chosen a different way of starting, as long as it makes sense, you have followed all the things to keep in mind, that's okay.
Ma'am,
Now,
I don't understand one thing. Why are we not using CSA of cube in cube?
we
4a
could use
square.
CSA of cube, but then you would have to remember to add the base area. Don't forget to add the base area. And you would also have to remember to add this area, which is top area minus circle area. You're understanding? Just using CSA won't work. You have to add the base area. You need to add from the top portion this, whatever I've highlighted over here. How do you get that? Top area minus circle. So what is the easier way to do this? Take the full area of the cube. What have you removed? You've removed the top circle. So I'm removing that.
Ma'am, for curved surface area of cube, what all is included in curved surface area? I have a doubt in that.
For which one? For curved surface area.
Yeah, of a cube. And like what, for curved surface area of cube,
Curved
what
surface area,
is,
actually, the usage of the word curved surface area is wrong. Actually, I should have
yeah,
corrected you earlier. It's lateral
there's no
surface
curve.
area. There's no curved surface for a cube. No, it should be lateral surface. My mistake. Lateral surface would be 4a square, right? 4 lateral
Like,
surfaces, 4 walls are there. Yeah.
so ma'am, what does it include? And what does total surface area include?
Total surface area includes the ceiling and the floor, the top and the bottom. Okay?
Okay.
Plus the walls. Curved surface area is only the walls.
Okay,
Between
ma'am.
the top and bottom, whatever is the wall, that is the only thing which is included.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay? Here, the diameter of hemisphere is equal to 7 centimeters. So radius is equal to 7 by 2. Students who
Okay.
do not get marks in these kind of questions when it comes for 5 marks, please write this step separately. Because according to marking scheme, because it's a 5-mark question, sometimes so that you don't lose too much marks, they will assign 1 mark just for this step. Okay, then they will assign 1 mark for this step formula. So write your steps properly. Okay, let's calculate. Anyone completed?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it's 332.5.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next question. I'll show the next question to everyone. Those who are still doing, the answer is 332.5. So this was a question which appeared in the sample paper this year and it was asked as a doubt. Actually speaking, yeah.
Okay, ma'am, done.
Yeah. So this was a question from this year's sample paper. I was a little surprised to see this question because actually this is from the deleted part. If you look at the, if you check the concept properly, it is from the deleted part portions, but it still came in the sample paper. Can you do it with whatever you have studied? Yes, you can use a logic you have studied to do it. There's no problem. It's not that extra formulas are there. So it can still be done. All right. So this will be considered as a competency level question then. Okay. So water is flowing at the rate of 15 kilometer per hour through a pipe of diameter 14 centimeters. What would be the shape of the pipe?
Cylinder.
Cylinder. So pipe is usually cylindrical unless they have mentioned another weird shape for the pipe. So here there is water which is flowing through this pipe. Okay, there is water flowing through this pipe and the rate at which the water is flowing is 15 kilometers per hour. The pipe is having diameter of 14 centimeters, which means the radius is 7 centimeters. Now, this is falling into a cuboidal pond. It is falling into a cuboidal pond. The cuboidal pond already has some water. Okay. But because this water is falling, the water level increases in this. And by how much is it increasing?
21 centimeter.
It is
21
increasing by
point
21 centimeters. Now this cuboidal pond is 50 meters long and 44 meters wide. Okay. So this water is falling into this. What would be the speed of water if, okay, first question, in what time will the level of water in pond rise by 21 centimeters? How much time does it take for that? So first what we will do is, we will find the volume of cuboid corresponding to 21 centimeters. Okay. Volume of water flowing into cuboid is equal to what? How much ever water level gets increased, that much volume. So it will be equal to LBH, which is 50 into 44. Now units you should be careful about. What do you want to convert all units to?
meters. 21 by 100.
Okay. So I'll convert everything to meters. This is already in meters. Let me convert this to meters. So this will become 21 by 100 meters. So into 21 by 100. This is going to be volume of water flowing into cuboid. Now, in terms of, okay, in terms of cylinder, how do I write the volume of water flowing into cuboid? You know that volume of cylinder is what? Volume of cylinder is pi r square h, right? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what do you consider pi as? You can take pi as 22 by 7. Radius is 7 into 7. Now, this is the tricky part, h, because the h is in terms of speed. Speed is equal to what? Speed is distance by time, no?
Yes.
Correct? Speed is equal to distance by time. So, distance is equal to what? Speed into time.
Speed into time.
So, this h will be how much? This particular speed multiplied by time. H, the distance the water is traveling, which is the h over here, the height of the cylinder. Distance is speed into time. Now, how do I convert this speed into meter per second?
Multiply by 100.
You
2000.
multiply by 1000, divide by 3600. Right? Correct?
Yes.
So we know distance is speed into time. I'm converting this to meter per second. Okay. Okay. So I'm converting it to meter per second. So we are having into 1000 by 3600. Be careful that you have converted this to meter per second. So make a note of it. Okay. This is so much meter per second. Or you can choose not to convert into second. You want to keep it as hours, you can keep it as hours. I think that is also fine. We can keep it as meter per hour, right? Then we don't have to divide by 3600.
Yes.
Let's make the calculation easy. I will
Yes,
just
ma'am.
write 15 into 1000 meter per hour. Better. Okay. So this will be equal, this into time, which we want to find out. We want to find out time, speed into time. This is equal to 50 into 44 into 21 by 100. All right. I missed out converting this into meters. We were supposed to convert radius also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
7 by
100.
100 meters. Okay. Now you do your calculation.
Ma'am, what about the 2 in the, when you
Which
cancel
two?
6800, you get a 2, right? Very much.
Okay, wait, let me cancel more then here itself. 50 into 2 is 100.
22 by 20. 22
Then
into
you
20.
get 22 here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Both sides 22 will get cancelled. Okay. So time is equal to 2 hours I'm getting.
Yes, ma'am. It's 2 hours.
Okay, so this is how we do this question. And then the question is, what should be the speed if the rise in water level is to be attained in 1 hour? So same rise in water level I want in 1 hour. That means this time time is given, but this time speed is missing. Okay. So what we will do, let the speed be x kilometer per hour. All right. Let the speed be x kilometer per hour. So what we will do, same thing again. We will do 22 by 7. Radius is 7 by 100. 7 by 100. Now the distance will be speed into time. This time speed is x kilometer per hour. Time is given already in hours. So put that. That is equal to what? The same rise in water level. So the right hand side is same. 50 into 44 into 21 by 100. Now you need to find the value of x. Ashley, are you following all the steps?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, but can't we directly just write it time is equal to distance by speed, so it's inversely proportional to speed,
Very
right?
good. Yes, you can use that. If the time is becoming half, the speed must be double. You can logically answer like that also. Right? Because normally it is taking 2 hours. I would have discussed that now after doing this, the shortcut. All right. So what you would have done is, in 2 hours, the speed required is 15. If you are making the time half, 1 hour, that means you should be doubling the speed. It should be becoming 30. Even when you calculate over here x, the value will come as 30 only. Right? But here the answer will come in what? The answer will come in meters. Meter per hour the answer will come in. We need to convert into kilometer per hour, right? because everything I'm
Ma'am,
converting to meters here. If I did it like this, then it will come in meter per hour. But the easier way is what Rida just mentioned now. Okay.
Ma'am, but if we directly write, will we get marks because it's
Yes,
5
yes,
marks?
you'll get mark. You're using your logical thinking there, no? It's okay, no problem. So here I'm getting 30,000 meter per hour. 30,000 meter per hour is same as 30
30
kilometer per hour. And that's what we were supposed to get, because we know the time is becoming half. That means speed is double. Okay. So you need not do this part again, repeat it again. I just did it for practice for you guys so that you get that practice of cancelling and volume and all that. But the shorter way, the better way to do it is this logic. We already found the time earlier. I'm making the time half, so you double the speed. Okay, only 2 more chapters left for discussion, statistics and probability. Okay, let's go to that. Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Write down these formulae, please. Okay, let's discuss mean of group data. Okay. When it is ungrouped data, what is the meaning of mean? Generally, the word mean means total of all observations.
By total number of observations.
Yes, by number of observations. That is the usual meaning, the normal meaning of mean when you just have ungrouped data. For group data, we know that we can use 3 methods for finding mean. Right? The 3 methods, one is direct method, assumed mean method, then step deviation method. In direct method, Fixie formula, Fi(xi). So you will get sigma, yes, correct. Sigma Fi(xi) divided by sigma Fi. Assumed mean method, FIDI, okay, Fidi. Denominator is always P, sigma Fi. So you get assumed mean plus sigma Fidi divided by sigma Fi. Step deviation method. In step deviation method, you get
A
assumed
plus
mean.
FI UI
Yes, Fi ui this time by sigma Fi into
times X.
h. Okay. Can you tell me what is the meaning of xi over here?
The middlemost term.
Yes, what is it called?
Upper limit minus lower limit.
It is called class mark. Okay.
Okay.
It is mid value of class. It is found by doing, yes, lower limit plus upper limit
Upper limit by 2.
divided by 2. Okay. Now, assumed mean method. What is the meaning of A? The value from which column? Xi column. The value from Xi column which you are assuming to be the mean. Generally, we take the middle value from the Xi column. Right? What is the meaning of Di?
XI minus A.
Xi minus A. Okay. Step deviation method. What is the meaning of Ui?
Xi minus A by h.
Say by h.
Yes, which is same as di by h. Ui is xi minus a by h, which is dy by h. Alright. What does h mean over here? H is the class size, upper limit minus lower limit. In mean questions, why we use this h is we take a common factor of all the di. Whatever is the highest common factor of all the di, that is h value. We divide out that value. Okay. Now, mode of group data. What's the formula?
L plus H into F1 minus F0 by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2.
Yes. Into H. What is the modal class in mode questions?
The class of highest frequency.
Highest frequency. Which symbol do we use for highest frequency?
F1.
F1. So F1 will be the highest frequency. Whatever value comes before that is F0. Whatever value comes after that is F2. Median formula.
L plus N
L
by 2
plus H into N by 2 minus
minus
CF by
F.
F.
F by F times H.
Yes. Okay. So what is the meaning of N over here?
N is sigma Fi.
Yeah, sum of all frequencies.
Fi.
How do you find median class?
The highest. I mean, you have to divide N by 2 and then whichever
The middle
frequency lies in it, that is.
First class with cumulative frequency greater than or equal to n by 2, right? Median class is the first class with cumulative frequency greater than or equal to n by 2. What is the meaning of F? F.
frequency.
Frequency of which class?
Frequency of the
Median class.
frequency.
Frequency of median class. And what's the meaning of CF?
Cumulative frequency. That is,
Cumulative
if you come
frequency.
above.
Yeah,
The one
cumulative
above
frequency of the class which is above the median class. What is the empirical relationship between measures of
3
central
median
tendency?
minus 2 mean is equal to mode.
Yes. Any particular order of this formula you can remember. 3 median equals 2 mean plus mode, or any other rearrangement, no problem. Okay. Median is the biggest word. Mean is more tough to find than mode. So 3, 2, 1. 3 median equals 2 mean plus mode. Alright?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's do some questions.
Mostly in statistics are related to like missing frequencies, right? Most of the
Yes,
questions come from
that is
that.
the very common type of question which comes. especially considering 5-mark questions. But they could ask straight away, they could ask you to find mean, median, mode also. That's also possible. So important thing is that you are fast at doing it. See, when they ask you find everything, mean, median and mode, let's say, it will be easier if you don't, like, usually the problem is it takes time, lot of time to finish when they ask all the three, right? So what you can
Yeah.
do is you first write
Keep
down
them all in one table.
whatever class they've given. You write then whatever frequency value they've given. This will be given in the question. Make a column xi. Okay. So you're finished making column xi. Now, depending on the method that you're using for mean, you will have to make the remaining columns. So suppose you are finding mean by using standard deviation method. So you will need a column where you are selecting assumed mean here, a value. After that, you need ui, which is xi minus a by h. If you find this difficult to calculate at one go, you make a column called di, which is xi minus a, and then calculate ui by doing xi minus a by h. This is if you find it difficult to calculate ui directly. Otherwise, you can calculate ui directly also, no problem. Then you need a column fi ui. So if you are using standard deviation method, you need to calculate fi ui. Now for mean, you need sum of which all columns? You need sum of this column and you need sum of fi ui column, right? Now suppose you're calculating median. What extra column do you require for median?
CF.
CF. So you can make just one additional column CF you add over here and you fill the values. Okay. Mode, we don't require any other column, no? Mode, only the original question itself was required, right? There's no other column required. So this is what you should make in terms of columns. All right.
Ma'am, can we find a median or mode and then like take out mean? Because mean is like taking a lot of time, right?
Then
So
you can
we'll
use the empirical formula also. But empirical formula gives
yes.
you an approximate value. It doesn't give you exact value, but you can do it. That method is allowed. It's permitted. But remember, empirical formula gives a approximate value. It does not give the exact value.
Okay.
Okay. So when you find that you're not having time and it's becoming too lengthy, or you yourself know through your previous practice that it takes a lot of time for you, then you can use this. Okay. Try these questions now. Step deviation method is not deleted portions. It was deleted last year or the year before that, one of the years. But this year it is not deleted. So we know that mode is 3 median.
Is it 21?
Yeah, I think so, yes. Please substitute values correctly. Mean is the value which is given first. Median is the value which is given second.
Yeah, 21.
Yes. Okay. All right, let's try the next question. This one. So you want to find out modal class. Since these are cumulative frequencies, remember what is given is cumulative frequencies. Less than 10, less than 20, less than. Very important you find the normal frequencies. Okay. So over here I am
30 to
having, yeah, the cumulative frequencies over here would be 3, then 12 minus 3, which is
9,
9, then
15,
27 minus 12, 15, 57
30.
minus 27, 30, 75 minus 57,
That was 13.
thir- not 13, 18, no? 80 minus 75, which would be,
Oh yeah, it's 18 here.
yeah,
And
80
5.
minus 75, which is 5. So modal class is easy, highest frequency. This is the highest frequency. That means the answer, which is the class corresponding to less than 40.
30 to 40.
30 to 40. That's the answer. If the question was find the median class, if the question was find median class, did you have to do this? If the question was find median class, do you have to do this, what we just did now?
Ma'am, no, we have to like
Not required, because
do
median
this.
class is dependent on cumulative frequency. Directly cumulative frequency is given. So if the question was find median class, you would have just done 80 divided by 2 is 40. Checked which is the first class having cumulative frequency more than 40. That is also this one only, same thing, right?
57.
Yeah. So in this case also, median class also would have been 30 to 40 if median class was asked. Okay.
Ma'am, then where should we change the value? Like, ma'am,
For median, median is dependent on cumulative frequency. Mode is dependent on normal frequency. Depending on what is given in the question, you should decide whether you have to change or not. If the question had more than, or if the question had above, 100% you have to change. Because both you cannot
okay.
calculate with more than graph. Okay, more than
So
data.
ma'am, we'll keep the last value as 80 and then like 5 and then 18 like that, right?
Yeah, we will do an example. See this example. Let's discuss.
Okay.
I want you to find mean also. We are doing one question where we're just practicing all the three, mean, median, mode. I know this is a little lengthy, so I'm going to give you some time to solve it before I start discussing. Go in the same order, so that when we discuss it matches what we are doing.
Mostly they won't ask these kind of questions, right? Like above and less. Mostly as a majority.
Yeah, but this is from a previous board exam paper. Previous board exam or this year's sample paper? I'm just missing where I took it from. I think it must be from the additional question practice paper.
Yes, ma'am, it's from
Yeah.
it wasn't there.
Yeah. I can't recollect correctly, but either from the immediate previous year board paper or from this year's one of the sample papers. I can't recollect right now where I took it from.
I think it's in set 1.
Okay.
Ma'am, today do we have class from 3:30 to 6?
No, Rida, I'm considering that also, and that's why I've extended this class time.
Oh,
Okay. If you guys are having doubts, you write to me separately. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Because I've extended this time keeping that in mind, because for both the centers the doubt clearing session time went, because because I've not come there. So that's why I decided to take it slow and just finish discussion now. Anybody who is having doubts and want a doubt clearing session separately, you let me know separately by message. I think for today this is fine. Maybe you can keep all your doubts accumulated and I can clear them like separately in the evening or morning we can do tomorrow. Okay? No more sessions tomorrow. You guys do your self preparation now after this.
Ma'am, will we keep the least the value as 0 only?
Actually, this is not required. It just shows that there is no data above 100. So that is not required. So how do we convert this into a normal table? Marks. Okay, marks is class and number of students will be frequency. Let's forget this. This is not required. Okay, 90 and above means we will take 90 to 100. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me fill this in. Okay, so frequency will be what? Over here, last one's frequency will be same, 8. 80 and above is 10, but you need to subtract this 8. 10 minus 8, 2.
2,
70
6.
and above is this, so 6. So keep continuing with that same pattern.
Ma'am, a similar thing we'll do for CF also?
Not similar thing. Right now we are finding frequency. Then use this frequency to find the CF, which is required.
Okay.
After doing this, how can you confirm whether you have done it right or not? What is one way to confirm?
I'm adding it up.
When you add all the frequencies, what should you get?
The same as number of students, same thing.
Which is 80. Okay, so if you've done it correct, the total must be 80. We are correct. See, I didn't have to add it separately because when I find cumulative frequency, anyway, I'm adding one by one. So if the last value is 80, that means what we have done should be correct, right? I got median as 52. Can someone confirm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Am I taking the median class? Okay, never mind.
Modal class, don't get confused. Look at the frequency column. Here, but mode happens to be same as median class.
Ma'am,
Yes.
if we get the median mode, should we write after the answer students?
Can you? It is better to write. It's not students. Always the unit you get from the first column. So if the first column is marks, it means the median and mode are marks. If the first column is kgs, it means median and mode are kgs. If it's centimeters, it's centimeters. But yes, it is a good habit to write that.
Ma'am,
Median is 52 marks.
if you don't write it, will we lose marks?
I have
Even
not
if we done
seen
the
it.
system.
I have not seen it in the marking scheme. Like if you look at different marking schemes, some of them have unit mentioned, some of them don't have unit mentioned. But it's a good habit. It's a good habit to mention the unit. But remember, take the unit from the first column, from the classes.
Thank you. Ma'am, I have one more doubt.
Yes.
Sometimes they give like number of people as the like class interval, and if we get like a decimal, how can we write like something point some people?
That is okay. Don't worry about that. If you're getting a decimal value, keep that because all these statistical values are just for estimation purposes. They may not
So
be
after
accurate
that,
answers.
so after that
Don't.
we don't need to write people, right?
No, no.
Thank you.
For mean, I'm going to use step deviation. Step deviation is major confusion for most of you. If you want, because the values are very simple. Like if you want to save time, you can use the empirical formula. No problem. So you will substitute into that formula 3 median equals 2 mean plus mode. You will find out the value of mean. No issues. But for practice, I'm just showing you mean right now. Step deviation method I'm showing. Okay. So I'll take I need xi column for mean. Okay.
Ma'am, I got mode as 46 following the empirical method.
That is definitely wrong because the mode has to be between 50 and 60. No, modal class is 50 to 60. That is having the highest frequency. So if you're getting a value less than 50 or more than 60, 100% there is a mistake.
So like I can't follow this method, so I should just do the manual.
Yeah, when you're talking about how that means you found mean first and then you found mode using empirical formula.
Oh, 1 minute. I just found the same thing once again. 1 minute. I just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I multiply the wrong columns first. I need to multiply these two columns. 3 into minus 5 minus
Ma'am, now I'm getting mean as 50.5.
Okay, using the empirical formula.
Yes.
Okay, I am getting it as 50.75. So that's okay, small difference only, no? You got 50.4, I got 50.7. So that is okay. That means if this came in exam after doing median and mode, use empirical formula to do mean. Okay, this time I just did like this for practice. Anybody else can confirm? Yeah, one more student has got similar value to what I got for mean. Sankalp, you got 46. I think that is definitely wrong.
Yes, ma'am, I'll redo it.
Did you find out where the mistake happened?
No, ma'am, I'll redo and check again.
Okay. Okay, students, I think now I've given you the solution. Please practice while doing. If you have realized that you have forgotten some steps, you're making mistakes in something, it is an indication to you that you should practice this chapter, these type of questions more. Okay? All right. Next question. Missing frequencies type of question. This is the last question we are discussing from statistics. Only one more chapter left then, probability. Okay?
Ma'am, when will the session end? Like,
When I
this
finish
one.
probability, around 5 more questions.
Okay.
Always in these type of questions, read what the question has when missing frequency is coming. Is it a mean question, median question, or mode question? Read carefully. Okay? I have one question for all of you. If the question asks find average, just find average. They have not
Median.
mentioned what value are you supposed to find.
Mean,
Mean.
right? Ma'am,
Mean.
mean.
Yeah, mean.
If they ask you only find average. One time this question came like this. So when they ask you find average, you have to find mean. Remember that. Okay? They don't mention mean, median, mode. They just tell you find average. Mean is what's supposed to be found. Okay. I'll start solving this question. I'm not explaining. If anyone's having doubts in any step, let me know.
What is the answer for mean of the last question?
It was 50.75.
Oh, okay.
What is the modal class in this question?
45.60.
45 to 60.
Always in these type of questions, the modal class or median class, whatever is given, it's obtained by using what is the value of mode or median. Mode is 55. 55 is between 45 and 60. So modal class is 45 to 60. Okay. Okay, students. Anyone has any doubt in any step? So whether it is mean, median or mode, the aim is to form two equations. One equation you get by using total of all frequencies is the total frequency given. Another equation you get by using either mean formula, median formula or the mode formula. Please substitute correctly in case you have an expression somewhere. Suppose this value was a plus b and I had to subtract not 15 minus a, I had to do 15 minus a plus b. If you do the step like this, you'll get wrong answer. What is missing here? Suppose this was a plus b, suppose this was 15, it was not a. And if I took over here just 15 minus a plus b like this, like how I written now, what is the mistake here?
Brackets.
Brackets are not there. Ensure you put brackets because you're subtracting an expression. Okay? That is the thing we should be careful about. Okay, guys, we are in the last stage. Probability. Ready? Or you want to break?
The last part you just did.
Which one? The calculations? Or what I just explained?
Yeah. Or the last part.
Like this part?
Yeah.
I moved 15 to the other side. I divided this side by 15. Some of you might be opening the brackets here. You're making it lengthier then if you're opening the brackets. Easier way is divide 15 this side. 10 by 15 is 2 by 3 when I cancel 5. After that,
Okay,
you
ma'am.
cross multiply. Following?
Oh,
Okay. Some of you are messaging telling, yes, it's useful. Yes, you're getting answers, but it's tiring. I know it's okay. You can take a break. You've been sitting and continuously and studying for some time. After this, we can take a break and then you see what are your weaknesses, which areas are you have problem individually and do your practice. Okay. All right. Probability last.
Could you just show the calculations for the sum before this? Because I got 51.75, not 50.
Okay. Is this the same? 55 minus 4.25? This step you got correct?
No, ma'am. I got 3.25, not 4.25.
17 divided by 4 you got?
The value which I divided with was minus 26 by 80, not minus 34.
Minus 26 you got. That means there itself
Yeah.
calculation has gone wrong. So, did you use this? Assume mean method only.
Yeah.
That means
Yeah.
your totaling here has gone wrong. Is this column correct? If you use step deviation, is your column correct here?
Ma'am, yeah, every value is correct except the last one. 24 you got, I got 32.
Oh, I have made a mistake. That means nobody else. Good. Thanks for catching that. I made a mistake. 8 times 4 is not 24. 8 times 3 is 24. This was 32. So I made an error here, students. This should have been 32. I wrote 24, right? But the correct
Yeah.
value is 32. 24 and 32 gap is 8. So my total should have been minus 24 plus 8, which is 26, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that wrong. 26. So you would have got 26 by 8, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 26 by 8, 55 minus 3 point. So 2 means 2, 5, 3.25, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So 55 minus 3.25, we would have got the answer as 51.75.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Okay. Probability, I'm not discussing concepts. Probability, any probability question you get, which is not an MCQ, write the formula. What is probability formula?
Total number of possible outcomes. No, favorable number of outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes.
Yes, favorable number of outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. What is the sum of any probabilities? What is the total probability?
Probability
P
of
of
an
E?
event plus
Probability of not an event is
event
1.
not happening is 1.
1. Okay. Answer this question.
Zero.
0 can be probability. You can have probability. Impossible event has 0 as probability. Maximum probability is what? 1. Sure event. Question is which
Ma'am,
cannot be.
Okay, cannot be okay.
From
Ma'am, B,
0.07.
right? B.
B.
This is possible. 0.07 is a value between 0 and
Ma'am,
1.
option B.
Yes.
Ma'am, B, ma'am.
Because it's
7.
irrational.
Will be 7.
This is 700. Probability cannot be 700. That's why this is the answer. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So be careful. This is a question where careless mistakes can happen. Probability always has to be a value between 0 and 1. Alright? Try this.
Ma'am, so here there'll be 18 numbers in total, right?
I'll answer that. 1 minute. Let me see what others also have to say. How many cards are there, students? What is the total number of outcomes here?
18.
18.
So all of you know that. Good. Because a common mistake is 20 minus 3, 17. No, 17 is not the possible outcomes. You are removing the card 3 also then. Okay? Only 2 cards are gone here. From 1 to 20, card 1 and card 2 is not there. The number 1 and number 2 is not there. So from 20, you need to remove 2. Be very careful. You get this count wrong, then the answer goes wrong. So the total number of outcomes is 18. Okay, what is the number of favorable outcomes? That is the number of even numbers. What are the favorable outcomes?
9, ma'am.
9.
4, 6, you can count like that. Or you can say the first one which you have is 4. The last favorable outcome is 2 into 10. From 2 to 10, how many numbers are there? 9. Right?
Yeah.
The
9 by
first
18,
even number is 4. Last even number is 20. This is 2 into 2. This is 2 into 10. 2 into 1 is missing. So that means from first 10 multiples, only 1 is missing. 9 is the number of even numbers. Therefore, what is the probability? 9 by
1 by
18.
18.
1 by
1
2.
by 2.
Okay. Be very careful with counting. Cards question. How many of you have problem with cards? Is there anyone in the class who wants a recap of cards? If not, we'll directly answer.
I have one doubt,
Yeah, tell me.
which I asked you a while back about all the aces and king, queen, jack. Sure. Like there's
Yeah,
a
and I
term for
think
that,
you
yeah.
only found the answer and told me later, no?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Ma'am, honors card.
Somebody had told me in the next class. You
Ma'am,
missed
I
that?
told Rita.
What is it? What
Ma'am,
is it,
I
Rita?
told honors card, honors card.
Honor cards.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Jack, remember over here. King, Jack, Queen, King are called face cards. Ace, Jack, Queen, King together are called honor cards. All the remaining cards, which is starting from the number 2, 2 to 10, these are the number cards. Okay, what's the first answer? Probability of getting face card or a black card. Number of face cards is how much?
Ma'am, 12
12.
by
Number of
12 by
face cards
52.
is 12. Number of black cards,
26 but minus 6 because
yeah,
6 is already
which
included.
is not a face. Very important. Number of face cards is 12. Don't count them again. Don't count these face cards again when you're counting the black cards. Total number of face cards is 3 cards into 4. 3 into 4. Right? You're having 3 face cards in each in 4 suits. 12. Number of black cards which is not a face will be how much? Total number of black cards is 13 plus 13. 26 cards. In 26 cards, how many are face? 6. So 20 cards are black cards which are not a face. Therefore, what is the probability? Total number of favorable outcomes is 32. 12 plus 20 divided by 52.
8 by 13.
Yes. Next one. Neither an ace nor a king. It should not be ace also. It should not be king also. Cards which are
4 by 52 plus 4 by 52.
how many cards are aces or kings?
4 and 4. Both are 4.
8 cards, right? Totally 8 cards are aces or kings. Therefore, what is the probability? From 52, you remove these 8 cards
44.
because it is neither and then divide by 52. And what about the third one? Jack or black card?
2 by 52, so 1 by 26.
Very good. Okay, so there are black cards are totally, black cards we know are totally 26. Red jacks, because black jacks we have already counted here. Red jacks there are 2. So total number of cards which is satisfied. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not or. The question is not or. The question is jack and a black card. My mistake. I was doing or. Jack card or black card. So this is wrong. Question is jack and a black card. So how many black jacks are there?
1.
How many black jacks are there? 2. 1
2.
spade and 1 club. So answer is 2 out of 52, which is 1 by 26. Okay? Okay, students?
Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. This one.
So if it says jack and a black card, it means a black card which is a jack.
Exactly. It should satisfy both. So be very careful about the wording. Or and. Be careful about that. Okay? This one.
Mom, is there any other way of doing this other than drawing the sample space?
Because see, the maximum was more than 9. One possible way is drawing the sample space, which all of you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total outcomes is 36. And you need to mark over here, which all has some more than 9. So you're actually listing out all the 36 outcomes. Since here they're asking probability of sum more than 9, which means you want sum is 10, 11, 12. Only 3 cases are there, right? Correct?
Ma'am, it won't include 9 also?
No, won't include 9. More than 9.
Okay.
Not at least 9. If it is sum is at least 9, then 9 is included. Sum more than 9, don't include 9. It is 10, 11, 12. Okay, so sum is
Ma'am, is
10,
it
11.
3 by 36?
So how many possibilities are there that sum is 10, 11 or 12? Favorable outcomes you should write. Favorable outcome. Sum is 10 means I could have 5, 5, 4, 6 or 6, 4, right? Correct?
Yes.
Sum is 11 means what can I have? 5, 6 or 6, 5. Right? And sum is 12 means 6, 6.
Totally 6.
You want me to explain?
No.
Yeah, okay. So the total number of favorable outcomes is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So probability will be equal to what?
6 by 36?
6 by 36, which is
1
1
by
by
6.
6. Okay? Last question.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes?
Could you explain at most and at least?
Yes. When you see the word at most, okay? So at most 5. So all natural numbers. Suppose I'm considering natural numbers, which is at most 5. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is included. If I'm talking about natural numbers. Or let me take an example of coin question. If I toss a coin 3 times, how many outcomes are possible?
8,
8. If I toss a coin 4 times, how many outcomes are possible?
16.
16. Every time it keeps doubling. If I roll a dice 3 times, how many outcomes are possible? If I roll a dice 3 times, how many outcomes are possible?
36 into 3?
No, 36 into 6. 1 times
No,
6. 2 times 6 times 6, 36. 3 times if you roll a dice, 36 into 6, 216. Okay?
Mom, I didn't get this. What is this? Like, I didn't get it.
I was asking how many total outcomes do you get when you roll a dice 3 times? It will be 6 into 6 into 6. When you toss a coin, it will be 2 into 2 into 2. Head or tail, head or tail, head or tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I was just asking, this was not his doubt. This is not Salik's doubt. I was just giving you extra information. Now, Salik's doubt is what do you mean by at most, at least, and all that. So if I say at most 3 heads, that means everything is included. 0 heads, 1 head, 2 head, 3 head. Remember this, remember 0 head. No head is also included in at most 3 heads. If I say at least 1 head, that means 1 head, 2 heads,
2 head, 3 head,
3 heads. Salik, are you following?
Yes.
Is that okay? Is this much explanation enough? Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Fine. This one. What is the probability that a randomly taken leap year has 52 Sundays?
Mom, can you explain this question? I don't know.
Okay. See, when you get the type of year specified in the question, okay, students, I want you to listen to this carefully, because what is the probability? The wording of the sentence is very important. What is the probability that a leap year can have 52 Sundays? Answer is 1. Because always a leap year can have 52 Sundays, right? 52 Sundays will be their minimum, correct? But when the question is worded like this, because we know 52 perfect weeks are there. If the question is worded in this way, what is the probability that randomly taken leap year has 52 Sundays? That means the implication here is exactly 52 Sundays. It should have exactly 52 Sundays only. So how do you get that? Remember, leap year, only 3 possibilities are there. You can have 52 Sundays. You can have 53 Sundays. Okay? Or any other day, any other number, if they ask you here. Any other number. Okay, that is a possibility of the question. So other than 52 and 53, any other number comes. The probability of that will be 0. 53 Sundays we have already done a lot. 53 Sundays means we know a leap year has 52 weeks plus 2 extra days, right? So what is the probability of this day being a Sunday? 2 by 7 will be the answer. If it is a normal year, what will be the answer?
1 by 7.
1 by 7.
1 by 7.
Okay. Now, what is the probability that a leap year has 52 Sundays then? We know the total of all these values must be 1. What is the probability of it having 52 Sundays? Like this. If the question is like this, read the framing of the question. Leap year has 52 Sundays. What's the probability? What is the probability? Remember, total should be 1. 2 by 7 is the
5 by
chance that there is
7?
53. 5 by 7. Answer is 5 by 7.
So, Mom, only these 3 can come, like nothing else will come, right?
Okay, what if I ask you a question? What is the probability that a leap year has 53 Sundays and 53 Mondays?
Will be 3 by 7
Zero.
only.
No.
0.
No.
4 by
40 by
0.
7.
Sorry, how much?
4 by 7.
No, 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 no.
1 by 7.
1
0.
by 7. 1 by 7. If my question was probability of 53 Sundays and 53 Mondays, when these 2 extra days could be what? Sunday, Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, right? 7 possibilities. In that, how many possibilities are there where you have Sunday, Monday? 1. 1. So if the question was probability of 53 Sundays and 53 Mondays in a leap year, the answer would be 1. 1 by 7. What if the question was probability of 53 Sundays and 53 Mondays in normal year?
0.
Ma'am,
0.
0.
Because only 1 extra day you have. How can you have 53 Sundays and 53 Mondays? That 1 extra day will be only one of the days, no? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have a normal year, again, what are the 3 possibilities? 52 number, 53 number, any other number. Any other number, the probability will be 0. I'm talking about exactly that many number of days. Not what is the probability that a normal year can have 50 Sundays. All normal years can have 50 Sundays, no? But only, like, they're mentioning this leap year has this many Sundays only. This leap year, this normal year has this many Sundays only. So any other number, you put probability as 0. 52, normal year having 52 Sundays. Exactly. What is the probability? First you do 53, it will be easier. What's the probability of having 53 Sundays in a normal year?
1/7.
1 by
0
7. So
plus
1
0.
by 7, because 1 extra day is there in normal year. So what is the probability of having 52 in a normal year?
I'm 0.
6 by 7. The remaining. Following?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will stop. Long session. I feel I have done complete justice. Okay, I have taught you maximum I can in the last moment. So all the best, everyone. Like I told, if you're having any doubts, please write to me. We are not going to have any more scheduled common sessions. All right, prepare well. Whatever are your problem areas, whatever your weaknesses, practice more on that. Okay, now you take a break. Fine? Okay,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
Thank you,
bye-bye.
ma'am. Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
thank you. Thank you
Ma'am,
so much.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank
talking.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
thank you, ma'am. So,
Bye,
thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Ma'am, the
ma'am.
AQ question.
Sorry, Ridha, you were asking a doubt. Tell me.
Yeah, AQ, BQ question. The AQ plus BQ identity.
Yeah, I missed out on that. Sorry. You had asked the doubt. I was supposed to do it after the surface areas. 1 minute, I will just clear that. So, if in polynomials chapter, I told you when you have to find the value of alpha cube plus beta cube, that time you use this identity for a cube plus b cube. A plus b the whole cube minus 3ab into a plus b.
3AB plus A plus B. Yeah,
Okay, the reason is it is
important
easy to find ab and a plus b. But in trigonometry chapter, when do we use these identities? When we want to cancel out common factors, right? At that time, don't use this identity. Use the identity which is helping you factorize. That time you will use a cube plus b cube is a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square.
So, ma'am, these are two different identities or like?
It's the same. This is the fact. See, actually, this is a rearrangement. This is the actual identity for a cube plus b cube, the factorization identity. In polynomials, I am using rearrangement of this identity. You have learned this one, no?
Yeah.
Remember, you have learned this. So I am rearranging this identity.
I'll just note it down.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.